Hello guys, and today I'll be bringing you a conspiracy theory about is the government killing us? So, the most thing that I think is the first is free access to firearms. It's a touchy subject, so it's purely my opinion, but allowing any idiot to earn a semi-automatic weapon doesn't make the streets any safer. Numerous studies correlating gun ownerships and homicide rates show gun violence is more prevalent in countries where guns are readily available. Switzerland is one of the few places where you are statistically safer because anyone who buys a gun is vetted like crazy. No one gets to just walk into a store and pick up a Browning semi-automatic and a stack of bullets. In Australia, the ban on automatic and semi-automatic follows by 60% drop in gun homicides, but around the whole country, open access to guns specialised for killing from the government allowing killing to continue, even when all the evidence points to sensible control measures, but that's just my opinion. So then we'll bring on to the second one, and it's the war on drugs. Ever since, marijuana has come around, and it's killed hundreds of thousands of innocent people. In Mexico, the trade has sprung up from trafficking that has made cartels so much more money, not even the entire Mexican army can bring them down. In the last 5 years, they've killed somewhere between 40,000 and 60,000 people, including police officers and the population of entire towns. We've thrown literally everything we can at them, short of just nuking everything below Texas and calling it a day. They are stronger than ever. We've reached a point where Latin American leaders are almost begging to change the politics to save their citizens. Well, what do? That's right, we keep on fighting our war only 7% of Americans believe in. And the third one is drone strikes. On paper, drones strikes look good. A pilotless plane locates some terrorist and blows him straight into bits. No risk, no casualties, one dead murder. Sounds awesome, right? Except it's totally counterproof. Recent studies have estimated drone strikes kill nearly 50 times as many civilians as terrorists, including women in rescue workers and children. That's why it's an awful statistic. You can argue that this ends justify. That means if the strikes weren't boosting Al-Qaeda's membership, according to reports, when the first drone entered Yemen airspace, Al-Qaeda's international wing was thought to number around 300. Now it's over 700. This isn't just a coincidence either. The new recruits specifically cite drones casualties as their reason for joining. For every terrorist we kill when a missile hits our wedding or mosque, we're making dozens more, all of them itching just to blow us sky high. And then we go on to number 4, which is constant war. Since going into Afghanistan in 2001, we've been in a constant state of war. The Libya action, the war on terror, Gulf War II, when's it all going to end? How about never? Late last year, when the Washington Post published a report on Obama's infamous killing list, which is estimated we'll be fighting for at least another decade. In the midst of withdrawing from Afghanistan, we found time to get involved in melee. Deploy weapons in Syria and prepare to bomb the living crap out of Iran. It's gotten so bad that some commentators are claiming we've finally reached Iran's infamous state of perpetual war. Whether you believe that or not, it's matter nonetheless. It's pretty scary thought. And then we're on to number 5, which is causing environmentalist catastrophe. Mentioning climate change, you're bound to spot our vast and bitter debate. So let's just agree that the total destruction of the environment isn't great, however you go about it. And governments are at it like it's going out of fashion. First, emissions. Just about every major polluter in the world has missed their carbon targets, leaving a scenario the World Bank optimistically described as doomsday. Then you have countries like Germany and the US, which are starting to rely on biofuel, an environmentally catastrophic product that causes masses deforestation and famine in other countries, not forgetting the reliance on fossil fuels. Policy expected to leave everything bad you can possibly imagine happening all at once. Essentially, however, you look at the energy policies, we're screwed. Now, on to number 6, which is kidnapping and assassinations. So, this will be the last point. A citizen of your country, you probably expect certain rights, freedom of speech, the right to worship as you please, the right not to be murdered by a government kill squad. Anwar al-Khawali was a US citizen who vocally supported terror groups, posting videos on racial websites, and should definitely have been chucked in jail with a bar of soap around the shower time. Instead, a targeted government drone killed him without any of the silly due process. Then you have people like Jamal al-Harif, a British citizen who was tortured in a place in America despite his only connection to the Taliban being that they had also tortured him. And 6 years ago, for practicing his first adamant right to watch an anti-US TV channel, since freedom of speech legally includes advocating violence against the government, his arrest was technically illegal and therefore terrifying. And that is all we have for today. So, do you think that the government is actually trying to cut the population or not?